Micah Richards made an inappropriate gag on Tuesday night, prompting some fans to quip that he would lose his job as a CBS sports pundit. After reacting to fan footage on CBS, the former Manchester City defender, who has become one of the most well-known and popular football commentators since his retirement, left Jamie Carragher in stitches with a two-word remark. Presenter Kate Scott showed Richards and Carragher a video from the Allianz Arena of a fan spilling her drink in her face after becoming overly excited during the American network's coverage of Arsenal's thrilling 3-0 victory over Real Madrid and Bayern Munich's 2-1 loss to Inter Milan. Richards turned to Carragher and Scott with a suggestive look and said, "No comment." The two CBS commentators both burst out laughing at the amusing video. Carragher laughed again at the comment, turned to face Scott, and laid his head on the CBS desk as Richards sheepishly arranged his papers. Some fans called Richards' two-word remark needlessly crude and objectifying, believing it might put the analyst in serious water with CBS. "There is no way Micah Richards said what he just said on air. He's going to get fired," a CBS viewer wrote on social media site X. "I might not be able to get out of this," another person said, adding emojis of laughter and tears to their message. "Of course people think it's wokeness gone mad, and I know he likes to be edgy, but I think Micah Richards shouldn't have made the joke about the Bayern supporter who spilled beer on her face. Simply excessively vulgar and objectifying," a third fan wrote. "No comment still qualifies as a comment. He absolutely knew what he was doing when he said that," another admirer agreed. However, a number of supporters have jumped to Richards' defense, saying that his no-comment statement was not particularly offensive. One admirer commented on X, "He's not getting sacked for that." "You think he's getting sacked for saying, 'no comment'?" another admirer said, using a facepalm emoji. The behind the scenes at CBS should be held responsible for Richards' remark, according to a third social media user. In actuality, Micah Richards is not to blame. They claimed that he wasn't in production and that the clip shouldn't have been provided to him in the first place. But for the sake of the program, he kind of needs to respond after he's shown it. There should be greater accountability for those working behind the scenes. On CBS, Scott, Richards, Carragher, and fellow commentator Thierry Henry, who was working pitchside for the network on Tuesday, do not hold back when making jokes or light-hearted remarks. They frequently use the platform to joke about and make each other laugh. Richards caused a lot of laughter earlier in the season when he made a number of innuendos regarding the French team Stade Brestois, or Brest, during the Champions League group round. When the competition's rookies defeated RB Salzburg 4-0 in October, the commentators were responding. In reference to the League One team's Champions League match at the moment, Henry remarked, "It's a big one." "It's a bit unbalanced, I suppose," Richards added. Several members of the production crew went into hysterics after hearing his comment, and host Scott covered her face to hide her laughter. It was joked in a subsequent CBS program that the production staff had instructed Richards to be quiet while they talked about Brest's Champions League achievements. "Production would like to know if you feel comfortable staying silent as we are planning a segment about Brest, but regrettably we do feel that you have consistently demonstrated that you can't stay professional in these segments." In jest, Scott asked Richards. The panel then launched into a segment full of amusing double entendres and innuendos that were specifically meant to make Richards chuckle and challenge his self-control. The Champions League coverage of Dortmund's journey to Barcelona and Aston Villa's crucial matchup against PSG continues on Wednesday on CBS Sports.